welcome back to my channel. Before we start with the video, my thumbnail may look really different from how I look right now. It's because I have filmed this video already, but it was very much a disaster. It was a mess. I was very much in distress. I was stressing out, and I just scraped the whole video out. And also, the finale of Generations wasn't out yet, so I was basically just talking about what I have already seen. So yeah, so now that the finale has came out and I already watched it, we're going to talk about part 2 finale of Generations, and also we're going to be ranking the characters. So yeah, before we get to the video, make sure y'all follow me on all my social medias, mainly my Instagram, at true_Gabby, and at my makeup page, Unique Looks, with 2 or 3 S's, I don't know. But y'all, get into the video finally. So Generations is a HBO Max original series, and let me tell you something, HBO in their series with like the teen shows have been really good. You have Euphoria, the recent Gossip Girl reboot that just came out. They're doing what they're supposed to do. And if we don't get a season 2, I'm gonna riot, because let me tell you something. Hold on, let me put my setting spray on. Did I really say setting spray? Oh my, I'm dead. My primer. Yeah, hold on. Yep, that just happened. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, let me tell you something. Because if Euphoria can get all that hype and get a season 2, even though we ain't gonna get it to the year 2022, I'm gonna write. They need to give the show season 2, because that finale had me stressed out. It had me really stressed out. And let me tell you something. With any new teen show that comes out nowadays, they stay comparing it to Euphoria. And since they're both on the same network, I can get that. But the thing is, with Generations, it's like the cousins. It's like cousins with Euphoria. It's like all these teen shows, Gossip Girl reboot, Grand Army, Outer Banks, Riverdale, all these shows, they don't compare to one another. The only thing they compare to is that these kids are in high school and they're going through some really hard times. They don't compare it to like how aesthetically pleasing, visual pleasing the show can bring you, and how good of the actors are in the show. And the thing is with y'all saw my pillow. And the thing is with Generations, it's kind of a show that tries to explain Gen Z. They try to basically go with the flow and try to explain my generation and like the generation of social media, which they do pretty good at. You know, I go to school with these type of people who act like these characters on the show, and you know, it's pretty pleasing, honestly. But yeah, that's the show. Let's get into part 2 of the show, because there's so many videos on part 1 on YouTube where y'all can find many videos of people reacting to the first part of the show. But I'm gonna talk about part 2, because part 2 is the only one I like. Part 1 was okay, but part 2 literally sleeps on part 1. It literally, you can't compare part 1 and part 2, because it just gets more into people's stories than part 1 ever did. And, you know, part 1 was just really introducing everybody to like these certain characters and these supporting characters who will soon enough be main characters. But anyways, let's get into part 2. So let's talk about the finale. If y'all have not seen the finale, spoiler. Okay. Spoiler. So it's the winter formal. Everybody's just in distress, child. Everybody's in distress. I'm stressed out because everything that was leading up to this formal has just been messy and drama filled. Oh my god, why? Fight me. Has been messy and drama filled. Not only with the kids, but with the parents as well. So I think the best way to explain this is explain it in characters. And that's kind of how the show does it too. Basically, with certain episodes, they basically talk about 3 characters at a time. And they basically get into their story. And usually the finale, like the part 1 finale, part 2 finale, it had everybody's stories kind of coming together. So it's like mass hysteria. So let's get into the guy who started it all. Chester, Nathan, and Bo. Now, if you know me, y'all know how much I just want Chester and Nathan to be together. I do not care about Bo. I don't care about Bo. He's just... Him and Chester's relationship is really cute. They're really cute. Oh, that's sad. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, y'all. What in the world? Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Chester and Bo's relationship is really cute. It's really nice and refreshing for Chester. I can understand that for him. But so basically, see, part 2 has been leading up to this big mental formal where everybody kind of just blows up on one another and kind of figures out what the frick is going on. Oh my god, my lips look so pink right now. And so the thing is with Chester and Bo is that they're a new, fresh relationship. They kind of introduced him and they kind of got together at the ending of part 1 of the series, and so part 2 has been really their relationship leading up. But the thing is with their relationship, it has a lot of insecurities and a lot of, comedy say, backlash. It's like people are rooting for them. I was just there for Chester being happy, you know? But let me tell you, their story is not... How do I say this, y'all? Their story is not finished, but it's definitely on a pause because of Nathan. And now Nathan has the biggest crush on Chester, and I'm so here for it. Like, I ship them so badly. I think they deserve to be together. I really do. I just feel like they're just so sweet together, and they're like kind of innocent because, you know, Nathan, he's just coming into his own sexuality. He came out as bi. His parents, you know, one of them supports him, the other's kind of in denial. You know, we'll probably talk about that if we get to season 2 more. But we get into the parents later. Nathan's parents. So Nathan, basically, to give y'all some context on how Nathan kind of leads into Chester's and Bo's relationship, Nathan is basically trying to trick his mom to basically get his mom out off his back with him coming out and everything. And he decides to fake date Chester, and Chester goes along with it. Chester just had a really bad date. Chester just had a really bad date with Bo. doing rollerblading and throwing up. He threw up on him. He put the napkin over his throat. They very much went their separate ways for the night. Their separate ways. And Nathan came. Oh, not Nathan, but Chester came back to like Greta's crib. We'll get into Greta later. But he went back to Greta's crib and Nathan was there because they was like celebrating like a launch thing for a TV show called The X-Files. That's it with aliens and stuff, you know. Sorry to anybody who likes The X-Files. I only seen like one episode of the show. But anyways, yeah, and his mom was in distress and basically was like, oh, you're not really gay. You're not really bi. It's just a phase. And Nathan was like, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you who's really about that life. And so he decided to fake dates with Chester, and Chester agrees. I don't think Chester really thought anything about it. He just thought of it, okay, I'm helping out a friend. And they kiss in front of Nathan's mom. She's literally in disgust. She's like, she's literally so disgusted. I don't know if she's like disgusted or like she's just so triggered that they're doing this. Like, what the heck? And so yeah, that happened, and you know, by them fake dating, it leads to a chain of events in Chester's life. It leads to a chain of events in his life, and somewhat of Nathan's. Not much of Bo, because we still don't know much of Bo. We just know that he's really insecure. And that's another thing why him and Chester didn't work out. Is because he's insecure, and not only because when he found out that him and Chester were fake dating, he got really upset. Because there was this one scene where they're at like this restaurant, and Nathan tells Chester, "Can you help me? You know, can we be together in this moment for my mom? Cause she's finna come over, child. She finna dip. She's finna come over. Again to the concealer. She finna come over, and Chester's like, oh, cause Chester was there with Bo, and they're basically on a date, and he's just like, really, like, I'm over here trying to get my boo thing. You over here trying to come through, like what? And you know, Chester being the great friend that he is, he's like, yes. But then he goes to tell Bo about it, and Bo's just like, y'all fake dating? Like, what is this? Like, and then, you know, Chester tries to tell him, like, oh no, I'm just helping out a friend, and da-da-da. And then he tells him that Nathan likes him. Like, obviously, but you know, as many times as Chester's gonna keep saying that, he has no feelings for Nathan. And, you know, that triggers Bo. Because Bo's just like, and I understand where Bo's coming from. He's kind of just like, so you're fake dating somebody who obviously has the biggest crush on you, and you know he likes you, but you're not doing nothing about it. That's how he was. And you know, that kind of just put a little stake in the relationship. It kind of really left the relationship on the rails, honestly. And it sucks because, you know, I was here for Chester being happy. And after that night, Chester was not much happy because Bo wasn't happy. And so after that, Chester basically breaks it off with Nathan, basically saying like, oh, you know, Bo's not really happy about this, so we need to cut it off. And so that's what they do. They cut it off. And, you know, that kind of makes Bo happy. Because he's like, okay, you're gonna basically not entertain Nathan liking you. You're basically gonna just stay with me. And even then, that's not the only reason why they're basically on a break right now. It's also because, like, as I said before, Bo's really insecure. because Chester's this big, vibrant person who, you know, is really out there and, you know, is basically trying to hide his depression through what he wears and what he says. And, you know, he's those type of people that kind of hide behind who they really are. It's like they wear this mask to kind of hide how they really feel. And that's kind of how Chester is. And, you know, Bo's like this clean cut type of dude. He doesn't do the most, you know. He kind of stays in his little bubble. And, you know, by dating Chester kind of got him out of this bubble because he's dating somebody that's like really out there. And, you know, he's kind of in his little shell. And he, you know, he realized that maybe right now in this moment they're not right for each other. And he even asked Chester like, why do you like me? And, you know, I find myself asking that same question to people I used to like date. I was like, why do you like me? Like, what do you find so attractive to me? What do you find so like pleasing about me? Because you're this person who's like so vibrant and about that life. Well, I'm over here just like meh. So yeah, and that just shows like he's not really ready to date Chester, while Chester's like all for it. And yeah, and that kind of breaks them up. And, you know, after that, Chester kind of goes off the rails and gets drunk and high and tries to basically distract himself from the sadness of their breakup. And it's really sad, honestly. It's really sad seeing him like that. Nathan just wants Chester to be happy. If he can't be happy with him, he knows he can be happy with Bo. And, you know, he goes to confront Bo about it. Bo's basically like, you know, you're not the whole reason why we broke up. So, you know, basically stay out of it. But, you know, he was pretty nice about it. Like, Chester is just going through it. He literally just got his heart broken at a winter formal. This supposed to be the best night of their lives, and, you know, it's not. And so that happens. And so basically they're cold. It's the winter formal. They're like, it's December, January. It's still cold, whatever. And so Nathan takes Chester back to like the bedroom and tells him basically go take a shower. You're cold. You know, these like, you know, cold clothes. Let your clothes dry and warm yourself up. And, you know, Nathan's over here. Nathan's over here freaking cold himself. Like, dang it. You get in the shower too, boy. Get in the shower too, Chester. JK. But this is your chance, basically. And so he doesn't get in the shower, by the way. He lets Chester get in the shower. He goes creeping up on Chester in the shower. And they're both looking at each other. I'm just like, do something. Then somebody interrupts them. And basically Nathan goes back out and waits for him to get out the shower. And so he's out the shower. And this scene just broke my heart. So they're talking, right, while Chester's basically trying to sober up. And so they're talking, and, you know, Chester's still distressed about the breakup, and Nathan's like, you know, if two people are really right for each other, they'll find their way back to each other. And basically, in this whole world of billions of millions of people, there's always going to be one person who's right for one another. Those two people really have to be right for one another, or something like that. He said something on those type of lines, y'all. He said something on those type of lines. And so that just broke my heart. And so, because he's like in this moment of like, I see that you're hurting. And I just wish I could be more of a comfort to you. I want to be more than just a friend to you, basically. That's what I saw. That's what I got from it. And so Chester, being still a little drunk here, still trying to sober up, leans in for a kiss. And he's just in a towel, by the way. This boy's just in a towel. He's in a towel, butt naked. Booty, booty, ooty, ooty, ooty. And so he goes in for a kiss, and Nathan almost kisses him, but Nathan stops because Nathan just realized that he even asked him, he's like, is this for real? Like, if we kiss, do you mean it? Basically, like, is this a genuine kiss if I kiss you right now? And as much as, as much as Nathan wants to kiss him, he can't, because he realized, just because in that moment he would kiss him and like this be like the perfect moment, he knows that Chester does not like him like that, and it won't be a genuine kiss between the two of them. And that just breaks my heart, because like, they deserve to be together. I don't care what anybody says. They deserve to be together, bruh. I don't care what anybody says. There's so many people out there that ship Chester and Bo. I ship Chester and Nathan. I'm one of those rare ones. It's just, why can't you just like him? Yeah, that's what happened. Eventually, Nathan leaves, and Nathan realizes that his friend Riley, which also we'll get into Riley next. His friend Riley basically doesn't come up with a better line in time, and basically kind of insinuate that Nathan and Chester's relationship was a fake to his mom, because they were talking, they had this whole conversation, and she found out that their whole relationship was a scam, just to make her, I forgot what they said, it was like just to make her like upset or something like that. And that just broke Nathan's heart more. Nathan just going through it just like everybody else in this episode, but like still I'm team Nathan. I don't care. And so Nathan feels betrayed by Riley. He goes home. His mom and dad pick them up. Also, we'll get into the parents last. It'll be the last thing we talk about. So we go into till they get in the car with him and his sister Naomi. We'll get to Naomi too. Trifling asshole. We'll get into her too. And so they're in the car, and Nathan basically says, "Mom," like he's like, he knows his mom's disappointed in him because he lied. And so the mom basically tells him, well, she didn't say anything. She looked at him, then looked right back out. Like, she looked back at him, then looked right to the front. And he's literally on the verge of tears. It's just been a really crappy night for him. It's been a crappy night for that whole family, if I'm being truthfully honest. The parents was fighting. Naomi and her friends were fighting. And Nathan, trying to be a good friend, felt betrayed. And just, they don't get their happy ending. But yeah, that's, oh wait, we're not even done. There's more Chester. So that's Bo and Nathan's storyline. They're done. But Chester, there's still more with Chester. So Chester goes to his, he goes to this rooftop that he usually goes to go hang out and basically be on the edge of glory. And so, also, y'all got a new palette. Cup of noodles. Anyways, he goes to the where he goes, the rooftop. It's like these buildings, these letters he usually hangs off on at the edge, and he calls Sam. Now Sam is the guidance counselor he fell in love with in part 1 of the series. He calls him and basically apologizes to him for basically almost ruining his career and for having a crush on him. This may sound random to y'all. I'm so sorry if this is not a good explanation of like the whole series, but like, it's a good explanation of part 2, the finale. So Nathan, Chester tells Sam that he's sorry, that he shouldn't have done what he did. And Sam, being the nice guy that he accepts his apology. He accepts his apology and basically is like, He's like, I get it. Like, you was young. You were just going through all the phases in life. You needed a distraction and you needed somebody to be there. So even though it almost ruined my career and it's definitely never going to happen, I forgive you. And that basically helps Nathan, like, oh my god, I keep saying Nathan. It helps Chester realize, he can move on from the situation. Him and Sam can move on from the situation that just kind of left the bad soil in their mouth. And so Nathan, how many times I'm gonna get this boy name wrong? Chester asks Sam, can he stay on the phone with him? Because Chester's just having a really bad night. And he's by himself. So he asks him, can he stay on the phone with him? And they stay on the phone till like sunrise. This all happened at night. So at the end, when they hang up, Chester hears footsteps on the rooftop. And he looks behind him and just like, he's happy. He's like, oh my god, it's you. And then cliffhanger. It leaves off of that. We don't know who was on that rooftop. We don't know who he was cheating about. And so my guesses are, it's either his best friend Jay, his other friend Jay. We'll get into Jay later. He's kind of like the supporting character, but we'll get into Jay later. It's either Jay or Bo, because I feel like he took Bo up there, but we never really seen him up there. But they're known for rooftops because they met on the rooftop, by the way. And so it leaves off on a cliffhanger with them two, just Nate Chester by himself. And so we don't know what happened. And then it just leaves off on them. But yeah, that's Nathan, Chester, and Bo's whole arc in the show. In the finale, that's all that happened with them. And that was the first roller coaster we're on. The second one gets a little crazy. So next we get into our next characters who are also going through it, obviously. We have Greta and Riley and Luz. That's what we have. So Greta's been trying to discover who she really is over these past few episodes. She trying to recover from what happened between her and Riley in the hotel. Ooh, child, what the heck? Between her and the hotel. She's trying to figure out what she really likes. And also trying to navigate, her whole sexuality with the girls around her, between her, Riley, and Luz. And so we eventually find out that Greta is asexual. Which is so crazy because that never crossed my mind. That never crossed my mind that she was asexual. Because it was a kiss they had. It was a kiss they had in the hotel room that led to her and Riley's fallout. And Greta got so worried and so freaked out by that kiss, and that Riley started taking off her clothes, and Greta was just like,
am disgusted.
And that just never crossed my mind that she was asexual, because she said that I can still like a person without all the intimate stuff, with the whole kissing, holding hands, all of that. And so also she says that to Riley, but we're gonna get to Riley right now. And so Riley has just been going through it in part 2. She's been going through her parents' divorce with her dad falling in love with, basically getting married to the girl who's literally almost the same age as Riley, and her mom kind of dealing with it. Her mom literally is going off the deep end with this whole like children playhouse and the pool house, and it's like Riley's just kind of losing her damn mind right now. And I just feel for her, because she wasn't like this in season 1, or what they just didn't want to show us. She wasn't like that. And so, yeah, I decided to. Oh dang! I was supposed to use my foundation for this. I think this should be okay. Anyways, she just been going through it. She realized that, you know, if she just, I mean, if she feel like she can't trust somebody other than Nathan and Chester, who are like her best friends, and she just, her home life has been really bad for her. She's kind of been house jumping from Greta's place to Nathan's place. She has really bad anxiety. I just, whenever she has a panic attack or like an anxiety attack, I just want her to scream. I feel her every time she has a panic attack because whenever I have one, I just want to scream. But you know, sometimes we just hold it in, and I just feel for her. And so, her and Greta has just been kind of on their own paths for the longest time. Y'all thought Greta kind of hated Riley for some stuff they've been through, and also because right after after the whole situation in the hotel room, Riley went to go do with Luz. It leads us to Luz because Luz is such a homewrecker, but I'm kind of living for her character. She is so messy. Unpopular opinion, I like Luz. She's so cool. JK. Well, they need to, if we get a season 2, they need to go more depth in her character because Luz over here trying to get with everybody. First, Sis was trying to get with Greta. I know. Sis was trying to get with Greta, and then after Greta basically rejected her. And you know, that's the thing with those two. Luz is more of a sexual person, just like Riley, who's more of a open, explore your sexuality type of person. You know, her and her camera. In that aquarium. Oh my god, if y'all seen Generations and y'all hear from my review, y'all know what happened in that aquarium. Y'all know. And you know, Greta's is not like that. She's not with the shits. She's not with the sexual stuff. And that's why I shouldn't know, because Luz tried to kiss her. And you know, Sis was not with it. She's like, girl, I don't even know you like that. She had a good comeback. She's like, I don't know you like that. What makes you think I'm gonna kiss you? And that kind of made girl like her more. She's like, okay, you know what you want. And I was like, yes, you do. Yes, queen. And so that leads them to like kind of it's just a whole mess. Anyways, that leads Luz to have this big infatuation with Greta. But I feel like she's kind of getting with Greta because she can't get with Riley. And she realizes that at the party. And so that happened. And she basically dips on Greta because she's like, Greta, you don't like me, girl. You don't like me. And that's because she just doesn't do that intimate holding hands, kissing stuff. You know, I feel like Luz was trying to be patient with her, but then she kind of got bored with her and just got like annoyed. But just, you know, okay. Yeah, that happened. So at the party, Luz goes up to Riley and basically tells her that she likes her. She's like, you know, we're the type of people that are just like, don't give a F about this world. We're really broken inside. And I just think we're meant for each other. Because she's like, after that motel, what happened in the motel between you and me, I know why you came to me. It's because you're broken, sis. Just like me. And I'm just like, no, hold up. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? You homewrecker. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? And so I'm just like, hold the fuck up. You really over here trying to get at Greta. Now you trying to get Riley. What do you want, sis? What do you want? What do you really want? And so Riley, after Luz said that, Riley's like, over it. She's like, hold up, this is too much right now. Because she likes Greta. She's been like Greta. But after the whole situation in the motel, she basically is getting nervous that Luz might go and tell Greta. And I feel like that's what she went to go do, because if we get a season 2, that's gonna ruin the whole relationship. And so after that, this leads up into Nathan confronting Riley about her not covering for him after he lied about him and Chester fake dating. And so she goes to find her and ends up in the pool house with Greta. And she's like, oh my god, did Luz talk to you? Da da da. And then Greta's like, no, but let me talk to you, because let me tell you something, because if I don't say it right now, I will never ever say it. And so she tells her, what I said, that she basically can like somebody without, feeling like I have to kiss you, have sex, or anything like that. And she tells her, and then she tells her, I love you. And my heart just fluttered. That was like a nice ending for them, because that's kind of where their story kind of ends right there for them. And so she tells her, and then Riley's like, I love you too. And then like, happy ever after. JK, because we get the season 2.
Well, we're fucked.
I am so dead. They would be so messy. Oh my god, my eyebrows look good. But yeah, that's what happened. And so that's basically Riley and them. That's Riley, Greta, and Luz. That's their whole storyline. They're okay. They're cool. I want them to be together to the end, and that's about it. And so that's their storyline. Next, we get into Ariana, Delilah, and Naomi. That's Nathan's sister, by the way. So, okay, let's take it back a few episodes, but we're still in part 2. So basically, actually no, let's take it back to part 1. So basically, we get introduced to all these characters through everybody else's storyline. And so we have Ariana, who is black and has 2 gay dads. She basically, we all did not like Ariana in the first part of the show, because she was just so annoying, bro. And she kept on getting on her dad's, like, I was just like, girl, what? They're just trying to love you and be there for you. But then we get into her episode where we basically learn more about her home life and how she feels. So basically, she kind of resents her dads, but also love her dads. But then again, all she's been around were men in her life. So, she basically hates the man species. She thinks all men are parasites, which they are. They are. And so, all she has are her friends, bro. All she has are her friends. And so that happens. And where was I going with this? Where was I going with this, y'all? Ariana kind of she kind of does what Chester does. She masks her whole, her insecurities with all these insensitive jokes she makes. Because there's a scene in part 1 where there's like a lockdown protocol, and she's literally sending a video to her phone saying, oh my god, they're about to come and they're about to shoot us up. And she sent that to her dads, as a joke, as a way to get back at them for some reason. I forgot the reason why. And they're all looking at her like, is you crazy? And then she's like, oh, my dads are homos. And I'm just like, girl, what? Oh my god, I can't even get to that right now. I can't even get to what else she does. And in part 2, we get her own episode where we basically learn more about her home life and why she's kind of like over men in her life. and why she's kind of so appreciative of this friendship she has with Delilah and Naomi. And so there's this, and so also she wants to be a witch. There's this whole religion with the witchery stuff and stuff like that.
Girl, guess what she is?
She a witch?
A witch.
You wicked bitch.
That happens, and so I'm so sorry, y'all. And so I'm looking at my notes, by the way. That was so weird. I say messing up, but she wants to basically be a witch because she realized like witches are kind of more female empowerment, and you know it's kind of a way to like be more connected to her feminine and you know her female woman side, to be connected to more a woman. Does that make sense? And kind of, you know, be all together. And, you know, she puts her friends into it. You know, they kind of get into it with Naomi and Delilah. They're all for it, you know. They're all for it. And so that leads Ariana to, like, she gets them into this whole witch ritual to where they're trying to cast a spell on this guy named Cooper. And, you know, Ariana is doing this for Naomi and Delilah because they both have a big crush on Cooper, but you know, Naomi doesn't know that Delilah likes Cooper more than she does, and that Cooper also likes her back. But that's a whole nother storyline. That's a whole nother story. And so I can't really get into more of Ariana if I don't tell at least Naomi and Delilah's story because they all kind of intertwine with one another. So Naomi is so annoying. And that's about it. And I just feel like with her, she just also masking her insecurities, but also is like really out there. She's like trust her, but she's more, since she's a girl, she's like extra sexual, extra, you know, woke. She's not woke, child. She just says what's on her mind and does not care what anybody says. And then we have what's her name, Delilah. So the first part of the series, we don't know much about Delilah other than she's an activist. She tries to say what's political correct. She tries to say everything that's politically correct. She nature loving. But then the first scene in the show, we found out this girl is having a baby in the mall bathroom. And so that leads everybody that I just mentioned along for the ride of her giving up her baby for adoption at the fire station. And so there's this whole rumor going around the school that nobody knows is her, but it's this rumor going around that there's the girl who's like Panda Express girl who had sex in there and had a baby in the mall bathroom. And so that's a little embarrassing. And so that happened. And before we get to Ariana's episode, Naomi was in an episode with her brother Nathan where she got her wisdom teeth taken out and she's on drugs. All the Percocet you can think of, all the drugs that try to stop the pain. She's very doped up. And so Cooper, who likes Delilah, well, likes Naomi but likes Delilah more, comes and sees Naomi, and Naomi basically blabbers and is like, you know who, like, so first of all, this is how she basically tells the story of Delilah having the baby to Cooper. Cooper came over with the panda and he gives it to Naomi, and Naomi's like, oh my god, you know who loved this panda? Delilah's baby. And you know, Riley and Nathan are with her while she's doped up, is like, what'd you just say? And she's like, no, Delilah's baby in the mall bathroom. It was all there. We had to give her away. And Cooper's shocked. And and Riley and Nathan basically like, please don't tell Delilah. She will literally die inside. Da, 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 da. And he's like, yeah, sure, I won't tell. But like, he's like literally shocked. He's shooketh to his core. And so that leads back to Ariana episode where she's basically is trying to help Delilah basically get over the fact that she gave her baby away. So Delilah kept the placenta when she gave birth in the freezer, in her refrigerator. She kept it in her refrigerator, and they went back to the mall, right back to the bathroom where she had the baby, put some salt around. They basically did another ritual where they try to get away the bad vibes of her having the baby, because it's like she holds this type of guiltiness. Is that even a word? Guiltiness? She holds this type of like guilt because she gave the baby away and she doesn't want to hold that no more. And so they did a whole ritual. She cries. And yeah, they basically went on with their day. She takes the placenta bag and they put it in the freezer to have her frozen all night. And so that leads back to... And so Naomi sees this poster of 2 girls and 1 guy trying to basically promote lingerie in the mall. And so Naomi gets this brilliant idea that her and Delilah should go to the winter formal with Cooper and basically all together date him, basically in a throuple. So they're not dating each other, they're basically just dating Cooper, and you know, what boy wanted like a fancy like that, dating 2 girls. And so Ariana gets upset because Ariana just said, I didn't mention this before, but she literally just said, we should all go to the formal together, you know, F boys, we got each other no matter what. And Naomi just comes up with this idea that her and Delilah should literally go to the dance with Cooper. And they literally forget about Ariana. And you know, I've been through a situation just like Ariana's, and I felt her like frustration in that moment. I'm just like, these hoes is tripping. These hoes is serious. And you know, they go ask Ariana's just like, we literally just planned to go to the dance together. And they go and ask Ariana, you know, if you don't want us to do this, you know, we won't do it. And because, you know, for lifers. And Ariana's just like, you know, no, it's okay, y'all can do it. And you know, Ariana literally just told y'all she went on a whole rant of how boys are so trash. And y'all hoes trying to think this girl is being serious when she tells y'all, like, you know, don't do this. Oh shit. Like, you know, like, no, it's not fine, you know? No, it's not fine. Why are y'all doing this? And so Ariana... So the girls are like, okay, great, she's cool with this. She won't be offended. And we all know, if you're a girl, you've been in this situation, you know that feeling of being left behind and basically being forgot of. And so and so we lead back to Ariana being home. And so Ariana is just so upset and like feels really betrayed by her besties. And then her dads walk in. And the thing with her dads, I forgot their names. If I'm being truly honest, I forgot their names. But the thing with her dads is they really care for her. Yeah, she makes these stupid jokes. But the reason why she makes these jokes is because so many people when she was younger would make fun of her for having gay dads. One girl literally said she had AIDS when she was like in kindergarten, like elementary school. One girl literally said she had AIDS because of her dad. And that's just really messed up. And I think because she really resents her dad sometimes and like really been making these jokes about them is because people have just been mocking her whole life for, you know, her dads. And so anyways, her dads go check on her and they're like, you know, okay. Like, are you okay? Da da da. And she's like, no. And I don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone. And then so they leave the room and we're just like, okay. But I was like, at least they care enough to, you know, ask. And so then they came back in the room with ice cream. They came back in the room with ice cream. They're like, we don't gotta talk, but we can sit in silence and eat ice cream. Because, you know, ice cream is just a comfort food when you're literally heartbroken. No matter what type of heartbreak you're going to, ice cream can be such a comfort food for you. For me, it's Walmart cookies. It's Walmart cookies for me. And so that happened. And Ariana, they don't say anything, but she appreciates them being there for her. And I'm just like, yes, I'm so tired of her coming for her dad. They don't deserve this. And so, oh yeah. And so so the next day they're at school, and Ariana's basically is upset, but she's helping Naomi and Delilah with asking Cooper to the formal. And so they ask Cooper to the formal. He says yes, of course. But let's be honest, he only likes Delilah. He don't fuck with Naomi, but he's just doing it. And so Ariana basically is upset that she walks away because she's like, F these hoes. And so also there's this boy who asks her to the dance, and he's on the party plan committee of the school, and Ariana is on it too. But every time Ariana tries to put her input in, this dude he talks over her and literally does not listen to what Ariana has to say. And Ariana was like,
But will you do me the honor and be my date?
What kind of messed up guy thing makes you think the girl you talk over every day in class wants to get nasty and take couples pics with you?
and she's like, men are freaking parasites. And girls who are friends who basically leave you for a boy are diseased. And I was like, yes, Ariana. Yes.
Period!
After her whole monologue speech, I was just like, yes. These hoes, these boys that they can just get what they want and think it's okay. Like us girls gonna be at our knees for these men. Like, we don't need you. Also, y'all, I'm using this color. I'm using the chicken. I'm using the flavor. And I'm gonna go back in with pork. But yeah, when she said that, child, I was just like, tell these boys what's up. Like, he really came up with the prom proposal and everything. And I'm just like, who do you think you are? The audacity. But yeah, that leads us back into, that's basically Ariana. Ariana knows that the night Naomi told Cooper about her baby and being Panda Express girl. And eventually she finds out about it. I forgot who told that Delilah about it. I think it was Luz. No, Cooper confronted her about it. He said, "Oh, I know." And so then Delilah finds Naomi and Ariana talking about it, and so she confronts her about it, and basically like, "Why would you tell him?" And you know what Delilah said? I mean, Naomi said, "Sorry, that doesn't make it better." And but the fact that just popped into your head, was it really a coincidence? And so Delilah gets so pissed off, and she basically tells Naomi, like, Cooper wants to date me and not you, so F off. We're done being friends. And this whole time, Ariana feels bad, but Ariana just like, I don't care. Ariana was kind of wishing on this downfall because she said, F these hoes, they really forgot about me. And I'm so here for it. And so that happened. And so Delilah and Cooper go and talk. And Cooper basically is like, you're so strong for doing this. And Delilah's like, I'm not strong. I just had a baby in the mall bathroom. She doesn't want to be defined to just this one girl who had a baby and that gave it up for adoption. But Cooper sees her in a whole nother light. He's like, I have so much respect for you. And, ever since he's been with her, he's just like, she kind of got him into all the activist stuff and everything like that. And so that happened. And so they get together. No, he inspires her to basically get in front of the whole school. The whole school basically at this party at somebody's house. So they get to she stands in front of the whole school and basically tells them like, hey, yo,
Just so everyone knows, this is probably definitely a coincidence and not a racist thing, but I'm Panda Express girl. Okay, thanks. Bye. Oh my god.
Kind of just like, okay, and everybody's kind of just like, okay,
We do not care.
and so, yeah. Also, Delilah does apologizes to Ariana, but then Ariana and Naomi kind of get into a whole big argument. Basically, Ariana tells Naomi basically, you know, you're messed up for what you did, and that y'all hoes really left me for a guy. And Naomi's kind of just like, well, you should have said something about it, da 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 da. And I'm just like, you should have knew beforehand. You should have knew. So basically, Ariana trying to, not Ariana, but what's her face, trying to basically look out for herself, and she doesn't realize that, you know, what she said was wrong in the moment. Even though Cooper's kind of all for her now, it was still wrong. And, you know, she apologized, but then the way she came off did not seem sincere. She's like, I'm sorry. Like, that's literally her face. Her face is like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what else you want me to say. Like, be on your freaking knees and beg for her forgiveness, girl. That's what I would want you to do. Beg for your forgiveness, out. But yeah, then she leaves the party with Nathan, and y'all know how that happened. And so that happened, and so she didn't apologize to Ariana. She gave a apology to, basically a half apology to Delilah. But Delilah literally tells Ariana like, yo, I freaking suck. I'm so sorry that I literally left the boy for you. I left the boy for you, basically. And she says, I'm so sorry, I really suck as a person. But then she has the placenta in her hand and she's with Cooper, and she's like, so she has the placenta in her hand, she's with Cooper, and they're like, we're about to go bury it because apparently, you know, that's like good vibes or something like that. It like gets away all the negative energy of like her whole situation with the baby and stuff. And, you know, Ariana accepts the apology and just like, you know, no matter what, don't ever lie to me again or do that BS again. And so, yeah, that's basically them in a nutshell. We don't know if they're really cool with Naomi no more because she kind of left the party with Nathan, and that just left them on like a really sad night, which was supposed to be the best night of their lives, but you know, hey. And so that's them. That's Ariana, Delilah, and Naomi. I feel like this is the wrong brush to be using. This is the wrong brush. But yeah, that's them. And so next we have the parents. Yeah, that's basically all the kids. Before we get to the parents, let's talk about Jay. So Jay is Chester's best friend. He's basically the drug dealer, but he's also really cool. He's like literally the most problematic person in the whole show. So I didn't tell y'all who Delilah had the baby with. She had it with Jay, which is so random because we didn't know much about these people. We just knew they had a baby together and they gave it up for adoption, which was so sad when you think about it. We did not get to like know more about these characters in part one, and we just randomly had to accept the fact that they had an emotional journey together, and now they're about to get up this baby that we literally just met. Okay, that's interesting. And so Jay's really a sweetheart. No, Jay's kind of high. Also, everybody's kind of high, and like there's this like chocolate that like is like a truth serum. Then there's a love serum. It's like kind of witchy. It's kind of weird. It's really weird, but I'm like living for it.
Lattes with a special love spell in them. So if you eat them, get you fucking better. Just know you're gonna go into all kinds of horny shit. And your truest, deepest, darkest desires will be coming true tonight.
Because a lot of stuff happened in this episode. But yeah, that's them, and that's Jay. I feel like I should have said something about Jay because he's like the last teenager I talked about in the whole show. And I live for him. And I hope if we get to season 2, we get more of his like storyline. That's cute. But yeah, next let's get into the parents. We have Mark and Megan. So these are the parents of Nathan and Naomi. So let's talk about Mark before we get to Megan. Because Megan, you need help. Serious therapy. But Mark, okay, so Mark is accepting of Nathan. He's a little shocked at first when Nathan comes out, but he's so living for it. He's like, as long as you're happy and you know what you want, basically go for it. And so that happened. And him and Megan's relationship is kind of on the rocks right now so it's been like this ever since Nathan came out. It's like ever since he came out, nobody is happy. Well, they're not happy. It's like Mark accepts his son for who he is, and while Megan is like, it's so hard to accept who he is. And the thing is with that is like they're best friends with Ariana's gay dads, and she can't accept that her son's bi, but she's over here living her best life with her two gay dads. Wait, her two gay besties, and she just can't fathom that these two that Nathan is bi. And it's kind of just like she's contradicting herself, because like if you can't accept your son, what makes you think you can accept two gay people that you hang out every day with and you call your besties? For like friends, as they say, it's like make up your mind. And so that's Mark. He wants Nathan to be happy, but it's like it's really putting a stint in his marriage with Megan, because Megan just can't accept the fact that their son is growing up and is trying to figure out who he is, and she just can't accept that. It's pissing me off just as much as it's pissing everybody else off and Mark off. But we stand Mark because he knows what's up, and if he don't divorce her, that's the purpose of even having a season 2. What's the purpose? And so that happens, and we can finally get into Megan. Megan needs some fucking therapy. She is just so frustrating. So there's an episode in part 1 where she gets her own episode, where we kind of learn more about her and why she's so resentful of Nathan. They don't really they don't explain much about why she's like that. They just basically try to make excuses for her, and it's like there's no good excuse for why you're doing this. It's like your son's gay. What about it? That's another thing with certain parents who just can't accept their kid for being who they are. That does not change who they are, y'all. It does not change who they were before. They're literally just the same. And the thing is, this is the first time the first time for their kid being oh my god, be accepted by who they are. They're finally realizing, okay, I'm like this, And it's like they always been like this. It's just now they're letting you see another part of them, and you just can't help but just be hateful, And with Megan, when she found out that that Nathan was lying, she basically gets upset because in her mind, she's like, why did you have to lie about it, basically? Set it pattern. Why did you have to lie about it? And this is not her. I mean, the reason you have to lie about it is because you can't accept him. So of course he's gonna force it in your face because what else is there to it, you know? It just breaks my heart that they had to go through this. I mean, I don't really care much about Megan. If we get a season 2, they better work on that. Oh my god, I look so white. I'm like baking my face. This is supposed to be scented powder, y'all. Don't come for me. But yeah, that's basically Megan. I know deep down she obviously cares about Nathan, but like, in your way of caring is literally pushing your son away. Like, it's like when she found out about, like, before she found out that it was all a fake relationship between Nathan and Chester, it seemed like she really cared about what he was going through. It really seemed like that. It seemed like she really cared. Like, that her son was quote unquote heartbroken over this whole situation. And that when she saw Chester at the pre-party and saw him with Bo, she's just like, why y'all here? Just to flaunt it in Odu's face. Like, what? And you know, I was like, okay. But I was like, that's like the wrong time to do that. To be trying to confront people. It's like the wrong time to be trying to confront people right now. Megan. But yeah, that's technically Megan's character. Hopefully we get a season 2. They have her accept Nathan for who he is and like not be so judgmental. Maybe her and Mark can like work out their whole relationship with one another. Because these kids are just coming from broken homes. Every single one of them come from a broken home. Except for Delilah, because we don't see much of her. We just know that her parents, you know, are kind of hippies, low-key, but accept her for who she is. So, but also they don't know that she had a baby, so, you know. That's all of part 2 of the finale. Is, as I said, we went on 3 roller coasters this whole time. I was telling y'all. We went on 3 roller coasters of emotions that we did not need to go on, just for it to leave on a cliffhanger. If y'all seen the show, comment down below who y'all think was walking up to Chester on the rooftop. I personally think it's either Jay or Bo, because he was too happy. It can't be Nathan because he was home. It can't be Riley because she was probably at home. It can't be Sam because he was literally just on the phone with Sam, and Sam doesn't really know where he was. That's how I see it. So who do y'all think it is? I did say I'm gonna rate the characters, so let's get into the rankings. But hold that thought. We're back. Sorry, I had to take a little intermission for a second, but we're going to rank the characters from least. Wait, no, we're gonna rate it from worst to best. So we're gonna start with worst. I won't automatically put what's her face, Megan, right there. She just is so complicated and just so annoying that I just can't accept her. And that's about it. That's my only issue with her, and that she's the worst character in the show. You know, at first it would have been a competition between her and Ariana, but Ariana's literally the best character in the whole show, and y'all just can't argue with me on that. I just can't argue with me on it. But yeah, that's Megan. So after Megan, we have I really want to put Bo next. But I'm not going to put Bo. He comes after this next person. I'm going to put Luz. Only because she's very much giving me homeworker vibes. She's very much trying to work up. She's trying to excuse me, she's basically trying to find where she could fit in everybody else's storyline. It's not really working out for her. It's not working out. It's not really working out for her. And that's Liz. That's where her ranking is. And after her, I will want to put Bo. Now, y'all may disagree with this. But I'm sorry. I think I'm kind of biased because I really want him, Chester, and Nathan together. But you know, they were cute when they were like by themselves. But whenever Nathan came into the picture, they just don't compare. So after Bo, so we have Megan, Luz, and Bo. So after Bo, we have Jay. The only reason I put Jay this far back is because he doesn't have much of a storyline other than him and Delilah having the baby together and him being a drug dealer. And that's about it. And yeah, that's Jay. Until we get more of his storyline, that's all we have on him. And also, I didn't mention Greta's aunt and Anna. I should have, but I'm not gonna put her on the ranking since I didn't really explain her character arc much in my video. So, but no, if I did put her on my ranking, she would be at least top 5. But since I didn't talk about her much in the video,
we do not care.
So after Jay, we have Naomi. Naomi, sometimes she means well, but then again, she's so freaking extra. I wonder what her sign is. Because she's so extra for what? It's like, you doing all this for what? You do this for what? And she doesn't think before she does. Like, she doesn't think before she do what she do. It's like your words have consequences and you don't realize that. It pisses me off. But that's Naomi. After Naomi, we have who else? I'll say Delilah. Delilah's pretty cool. I mess with her. She hasn't really got on my nerves. she really hasn't really got on my nerves much this season. The only time where I was really upset with her is when she just didn't tell Naomi that she liked Cooper. And it was really upsetting because I'm just like, girl, you like that boy. Go tell him. Like, you saw him first. He obviously saw you first. And also, I totally forgot that I should be ranking Cooper too. Even though I didn't really talk about him personally. But I'll say Cooper's like behind Jay. Yeah. But I didn't really talk about him personally like I didn't talk about Anna. So we're not going to rank him. We're not even going to put him on the spectrum of my list. And so after Delilah, we're going to say Riley. Now, I know I should be putting her like this far back, but like she has been on my nerves too. But then again, she has been getting really about her when she has her anxiety attacks. I feel her pain. Like, I know people who has it bad like that, and it's just like it breaks my heart when I see her like this, and like nobody is like listening to her other than maybe like Nathan and like Chester. Which I'm like, do you consider Nathan like your bestie? Like you consider Chester too? So it's like kind of weird. But that's Riley's ranking. After Riley, we have Chester. Chester's cool. He's pretty high up on here, so. Chester caught my heart from like the first scene. He's the first scene, and it's so great that he's the first scene and also the last scene of the show. So that's pretty parallel. That's parallel. That's really parallel. Oh my, I cannot speak. That's really comparing the first season and the season. So that's really crazy. Instead of spray time. That's really crazy to me. He honestly deserves to be happy. That's what I would say for Chester. He just deserves to be happy like everybody else on the show. So that's Chester. So that's Chester. After Chester, we're gonna have Nathan. Nathan has my heart. I feel for him. I don't know, I was a little iffy of him when he first came up, but he deserves to be happy. He deserves to be with Chester. I don't care. I've been saying this since the beginning of the video. He deserves to be with Chester. And so after Nathan, that's his ranking, I would say Greta. I never felt so related to Greta until we got more depth into her character and how she acts the way she acts. Because part 2 has not been talked about, we have not seen much of Greta like on her own. The only time we really see her is when her mom came back, and that really like blew everything up. She was really trying to tell her mom like, yo, I might be gay, I might like her. But then when both Riley and Luz came to her apartment, Luz was really trying to fix her refrigerator. I was just like, this is a little awkward. But yeah, that's them. That's Greta. I love her. She deserves to be happy too. She does not deserve to get heartbroken. So I really hope Luz does not tell Greta about what happened. But then again, I think Riley might tell her, because it's like, you can't hide this secret no more. It's coming up. It's gonna drop sooner than later. Because you can't hold your tongue. You can't bite your tongue for the rest of your life. So yeah, that's her. And next we have, I think this is my last ranking. I can't think about anybody else. Oh, Mark. Yeah, I forgot about Mark. We'll put him up. I don't think he should go between Greta, though. But I think he's definitely way better than Megan. So we'll put him right in front of Greta. And yeah, I already explained why I mess with him. He tries to do what Megan can't do, and that's accept his kids for who they are, whether they're crappy or just going through it or just ignorant as heck. He loves them. I'm kind of here for it. And so after Mark, we have Ariana. It is so crazy. She was literally the most disliked in part 1, but after we seen her episode and like her trying to find her own voice, it's just been really like eye-opening. Also, I didn't talk about this, but her and Greta's friendship is really like coming together, and I'm here for it. These hoes, like Naomi and Delilah, let's go together. They also went to the dance together, and they were like each other's like shoulder to cry on. And yeah, the only reason I like Ariana is like number 1 is because her name. My sister's name Ariana, and I love her and miss her so much. So yeah, I love the name Ariana too. And it's because of her whole episode when she's like, F the male patriarchy. F the patriarchy. We female empowerment and everything like that, until those hoes messed it up for her. And I don't know, I just felt really connected to her character. I've been through like similar situations where like friends have like ditched me for somebody else, whether it was another friend or a boyfriend or anything like that. I've been through those situations, so I felt her. And you know, those friends are deceased, dead and gone. JK, they're not dead, they're just gone. And yeah, that's basically it, y'all. That's basically Ariana and everybody else. That's my ranking, y'all. I hope y'all don't hate me and where I put these people at. I'm kind of just like going off of how I personally feel about these characters, not like how universally everybody feels about these characters on the show. So yeah, I hope y'all like my review on the finale. I kind of did it in like groups of these people, so because that's kind of how the episode was. It was like we follow everybody else's storyline intertwining with one. So yeah. Hope y'all really like my video. And oh my god, this is my first YouTube video. Oh my god. Also, I didn't say this at the beginning of the video, but one reason I got my bonnet on is because I don't care what anybody thinks. Also, I have twists under my hair, and I'd rather wear my bonnet because it's really cute. It's leopard. I got it from Amazon, and I look really cute. It's like you can't see me, you can only see my face. But I have more videos coming out where my hair is like crazy. And also, I did say I was doing natural hair videos, so y'all look out for those videos too, and more of my makeup commentary. I hope y'all really like this video, and y'all come back. Also, link my social media and stuff will be in the description below. Hope y'all comment what y'all want me to review next, or if y'all liked a review of this show, because I feel like this show just has so much potential, just like any of these other shows that stay getting canceled, and I just think it deserves a season 2. But yeah, I hope y'all like this video, and hope y'all come back and like and subscribe. Definitely push the notification button so when y'all can get notified when I post next time. And yeah, y'all like and subscribe, tell y'all friends to watch me.